Hi, guys. Good afternoon, or good morning, or good night, or good evening, wherever you are around the world. So, I want to firstly say this, okay? Always take anything you hear from me or anybody else, take it to God and ask the Holy Spirit to confirm it to you. Because let me tell you something, not every prophetic word is for you. You have to understand that the Holy Spirit has his relationships with his children, right? And everyone's instructions from the Holy Spirit is not going to be the same. Like for some people, the Holy Spirit may say your diet is okay, you're good, you're okay. For some people, the Holy Spirit may say, your diet's good, but I need you to cut out chicken. For another person, the Holy Spirit may say, your diet's not good. I need you to cut out chicken. I need you to cut out beef. I need you to cut out milk. For someone else, the Holy Spirit may say, I don't want you to eat any meat. You have to stick to vegetables and fruits. The reason why I'm saying this is because there's usually a mixture of people who agree or disagree and say, well, God says all food is clean. Well, God says this, God says that. Everyone's relationship with the Holy Spirit is not going to be the same, and every prophetic word is not going to be for you. So I have to really elaborate this. It's very important that I say that because I don't want everyone to think that everything I post or everything that someone else posts is for them, okay? I specifically spoke to the Holy Spirit last night, and before I went to bed, something actually happened to me. And it confirmed what God already warned me about. However, he told me to write this down because it's going to help someone else. And not only that, but he gave me another prophetic word within this prophetic word to give to someone else pertaining to food. Okay. So as I told you guys before, the Holy Spirit already gave me instructions and told me that I'm to stay clear of beef and I'm to stay clear of anything dairy. And when he gave me this instruction, he told me to post it for everybody else because there was something going on with the cows, okay, and something going on with the milk. Then the prophecy came to pass, and there was something going on with the cows where they said that something was going on with the milk, right? And a lot of people were like, well, it's with dairy cows. It has nothing to do with the meat. And the Holy Spirit confirmed that it still has something to do with the meat, okay, as well. So the prophecy came to pass, and we saw news articles pertaining to something happening with the cows and the meat, etc. Okay, now again, the Holy Spirit brought it to my attention again when I left the country, and he let me know that something is going on with the cows, and it has something to do with affecting the mental state of people, the mental state of humans, and the mental state of babies, and which can also lead to specific disabilities if you're consuming certain dairy products or certain meats when you're pregnant or before conception. It can result in also disabilities, and we all know that disabilities are also a spirit, right? But eating certain foods, it's almost like feeding that spirit. Do you get what I'm saying? If some of you guys may understand, but some of you guys may not understand. I actually talk about this in my book too. Okay, so I'll tell you what recently just happened to me. So I already knew I'm supposed to stay clear of dairy. I'm not supposed to eat it. However, where I am right now, there wasn't a lot of options for delivery service because usually I go with my kids to eat. There wasn't a lot of options for delivery service. So I did kind of feed in to the trap, and I did actually order a pizza, not once, but twice. I ordered it when I first came here. And after I ate the pizza with the cheese, I noticed that my sleep was really disturbed. I noticed that I was extremely sick. I kept waking up in the middle of the night extremely sick. And to be honest, the warfare that I was going through, it was like turned up, right? And the Lord literally showed me the pizza. So I said, okay, I'm not going to eat the pizza again, etc. So 4 days, 5 days later, something happened to me, which is last night. I did order pizza. And I actually had a slice of it, and I went through the same thing again. And last night, the Holy Spirit was stern and was saying, I understand that, there's not a lot of options, but I need you to really listen to me. And he actually showed it to me, and I felt sick. And then he said, it's the pizza. And then he showed me a face that he has shown me in the past. I talked about this in my book. He showed me in the past. He showed in my book, I talked about how I really got interested in like herbal remedies and healing yourself naturally, etc. And at the time when I got interested in these things, I was a vegan. So I was trying to find like natural remedies on how to heal like headaches, how to heal body pains, body aches. And around the time when I was doing my research on these natural ingredients, he showed me a vision of Dr. Sebi. right? And that's when I started looking into Dr. Sebi and looking into his like foods and like what he knows about like what's good, what's not good for you. So he showed me the face of Dr. Sebi again last night. He did. And he actually showed me the cheese. And then he let it be known that many of his prophets and his anointed, we have specific diets that we have to stick to. And the reason being is because he brought me back to the book of Daniel, and he said it's because certain foods, it will definitely interfere with your ability to receive messages and your ability to be sensitive in the spirit. And not only that, certain foods can further it's like further enhance spiritual warfare, which can really, be a blockage, right? And I already witnessed this. So I witnessed this twice while being here, and I was like, whoa, okay, God, this is deeper than just like sicknesses, and this is deeper than just like affecting the mental. Like this can affect spiritually as well. Right. So he then showed me, after he showed me Dr. Sebi, he then showed me milk, and he said that some of us, we have spiritual allergic reactions. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Spiritual allergic reactions where we don't physically see anything wrong with us that we're allergic, but spiritually we will be affected. So these are like spiritual allergic reactions. Certain foods that do not align with our spirit, certain foods that will block our sensitivity in the spirit. So that is another thing that we have to be aware of, especially if you are gifted and you are a sensitive person, as in you can hear in the spirit, see in the spirit, you are receptive to God. Spiritual allergic reactions is a thing. Just like there's spiritually sexual transmitted diseases, as in like if you have sex with a demon in your sleep, you will wake up physically sick, right? It's the same thing with foods. There's spiritual allergic reactions to food. So again, this is not just physically. There is so many things that are wrong with milk and with dairy. Not just physically, but there's more things also spiritually wrong with it. And again, this is not for everybody, but there's some of us who are very sensitive and we're not supposed to consume this, okay? Take it back to the Holy Spirit, because again, it's not for everybody. There's certain people this won't affect because it's not a part of their dietary restrictions. So it's not going to affect them. So they may see this message as, oh, this is false, this is wrong. But then there's certain people who've already received warnings from the Holy Spirit that they have to stay away from certain foods. And that warning came through their relationship with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit knowing them, knowing their body, knowing their gifts, knowing what they're sensitive to, etc. Right? So everyone's not the same. Remember that, guys. Okay. So the Lord did bring to my attention that there is such thing as spiritual allergic reactions, and this affects you spiritually and your sensitivity in the spirit. Okay. And that's certain foods that can affect that. If certain foods did not affect your sensitivity in the spirit, then Daniel would not have said to that king, only stick to vegetables and water. The reason why Daniel said this was to show the king that his people sticking to that diet were able to be more sensitive in the spirit. They were able to be more clear. They were able to see more, feel more, like their gifts, like their sensitivity to God, their receptivity to the spirit, everything was more clearer than those that were eating meat, right? So again, this is not to say that you're not supposed to eat meat. That's between you and God. What I'm saying is there's some of God's children, there are certain restrictions that we have to stick to. And these are just instructions from the Holy Spirit. Okay. Now, I received another instruction for someone specifically watching my channel, and I know this is not for me because I already don't eat a lot of sugar. I'm already like turned off from sugar. Like ever since I started my little diet, I haven't really been eating a lot of sugar. So this is for someone who needs to cut down on their sugar. And I know this because after God gave me this prophetic word about, being spiritually allergic to certain foods, he showed me a vision of sugar. And he specifically showed me a vision of sugar, and he told me to write this down, which let me know that this portion of the prophetic word is also for someone who is consuming a lot of sugar. And this sugar addiction that you have, or consuming too much sugar, this could be what's limiting your sensitivity. Okay, so I want to give you this confirmation. And again, guys, take everything to God. These instructions are not for everybody. It's only for specific people who God has already spoke to, or he's going to speak to. So this is just like a confirmation. Okay, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.